What's up, my awesome YouTubers? Ryan1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you guys. Today's video is going to be a video about Christmas and recommending some Christmas movies to watch while Christmas is still around. I know I should have done this video like the first week of December and I didn't. Sorry about that. But we still have, I think like a week left before Christmas Day. And if you're like me, I tend to watch some of the ones I have to watch or get caught up on after Christmas, because we have like 5 or 6 days after Christmas to watch some Christmas holiday movies. But anyway, guys, I'm going to recommend 5 non-Christmas horror movies, so just Christmas movies in general. And then I'm going to recommend 5 Christmas horror movies to watch, because I love all film, I love all genres. But my favorite is the horror movie genre. So there's a different mix of like different type of subgenres of Christmas movies I'm going to recommend in that top 5. And then the same thing with my non-horror movie Christmas films that I'm going to recommend. There's a lot of different subgenres in there. There's a lot of different just genres in there in general. Genres? Hopefully I'm saying that right. That I recommend you guys watch. These are obscure ones too, so I'm not going to add like a lot of the classics like the original Black Christmas, even though that movie you should watch if you've never seen it. It is fantastic. I'm not going to recommend A Christmas Story or ones that you just generally tend to watch during the month of December. I know I watch a lot of the classics. I absolutely love them. And I did add some like classic ones in here that people do watch or tend to watch every year. But I wanted to add some obscure ones, some underrated ones. So I hope you enjoy this list, guys. And if you guys have any recommendations down below, we still have time to watch these Christmas movies. Definitely leave some comments down below. I'd love to watch, or I'd love to see what you guys watch, and then maybe quite possibly I'll try to watch them throughout the rest of the month. Anyway, guys, gonna get started. I'm gonna talk about my 5 just Christmas movies in general, and then I'm gonna talk about my 5 Christmas horror movies to watch. So the first one out of the non-Christmas horror movies to watch is Die Hard 2: Die Harder. So in my opinion, which I know some of you guys can agree, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Yes, it is. I ate my Debbie Christmas cake with it this year, and I absolutely loved both that Debbie Christmas cake and Die Hard. But I love Die Hard 2, Die Harder. For me, this is up there with the original film. It's my favorite after the original. They're almost equally as good. Not quite, but almost equally as good. So like, there's the original film right there, and then, or the first movie, and then there's the second one just right there. But I love it anyway. I think it's awesome. I think it's actually really underrated in the series compared to the first 3 movies. I know Die Hard with a Vengeance seems to be a lot of people's favorite sequel, but I've always preferred Die Hard 2. Does it take a lot of the same plots that the original film has, or plot stories that the original film has? Yes, it does. But I still love it. Bruce Willis is awesome. And I'm not like a huge Bruce Willis fan, but I do love him, especially in the first 2 movies. Just a fun 90s film. I believe this one takes place, it was made in 1990. I think 1990. There's no date on here. Yes, 1990. There is a date. But Die Hard 2, guys, if you've never seen it, check it out, guys. Again, I love the original film. I love the sequel, and I try to watch them both throughout the month of December or throughout the Christmas holiday. The next one might be my favorite Tim Burton film. It does go back and forth between, Beetlejuice and this movie, but I love watching this around this time of the year, and that is Edward Scissorhands, another just classic film. Absolutely love it. It just celebrated its 30th birthday. Die Hard 2 did as well. Celebrated its 30th birthday. But Edward Scissorhands, just absolutely love it, and I've talked about it several times. If you've never seen Edward Scissorhands, definitely watch it. A lot of people have seen it, but if you haven't, if you're one of those ones that are watching right now, I can totally see you. I see you. Go watch Edward Scissorhands, guys. I mean, classic film, and if you've never watched it during Christmas, watch it during Christmas. It does have some Christmas elements in there, so The next one is my favorite Grinch kind of version of the story. We have the cartoon, the classic one. We have the newest one with Benedict Cumberbatch. But my favorite will always be the Jim Carrey one. So this movie I just have like the best memories with, seeing this in theaters with my mom and my 2 younger sisters. We had so much fun, guys. I can't believe this movie's 20 years old. It makes me feel old. Yeah, I love this movie so much. Again, memories, they're amazing. I'll always cherish those memories that I have, or I'll always cherish that memory that I have. And yeah, I adore this movie. So if you've never seen it, or if it's been a while since you've seen it, definitely go ahead and watch that film. Absolutely love it. The next one is my favorite kind of Christmas romance movie. I mean, I love romance films. Like, I cannot wait for Valentine's Day, because I tend to watch a lot of romance films during that month. And I might do a video on like a top 10, Valentine's Day watches. But this is Christmas, and my favorite Christmas romance film is The Holiday. So we got Love Actually, which is a great movie, and I do love that film. But I love The Holiday. I think it's fantastic. I think you have a wonderful cast here. Just kind of a beautiful atmosphere, especially when you get to, Kate Winslet's cabin. I love the snowy setting. It's perfect. I just love this movie in general. It never gets old for me. I actually think it gets even better each time I watch the movie. It always puts me in the mood during the Christmas holiday. And The Holiday is one to check out, guys. So check this out if you've never seen it, or if it's been years since you've watched The Holiday. Go ahead and watch it this year, guys. We still have time to watch these movies. Sorry for that little glitch. I don't know what happened. But anyway, the last of the non-Christmas horror movies to check out, so just Christmas movies in general, outside of horror movies, is Christmas Vacation. So this is the one film on the list that, I'll talk about. It is a, Christmas traditional watch for a lot of people. I grew up with this movie. I watch it every Christmas or every Christmas holiday. So I tend to watch this movie during the last week of Christmas. It's one of those films that are must-watches for me. And I think it's like that for a lot of people. But Christmas Vacation, hopefully I did not say Christmas Story, but Christmas Vacation, classic movie. I don't really need to talk about this one much. A lot of people know about it. But if you've never seen it, or if it's been a while since you've seen it, check out Christmas Vacation, guys. So going on to the Christmas horror movies. And again, I love this genre so much. I love the different subgenres within the genre. And there's some great ones here to check out. So the first one is the only DVD I have in this stack of movies. And I wish this had a Blu-ray. I'm talking to any of you studios out there. Release this movie, and that is P2. At least here in the US, we don't have a Blu-ray. I know there's probably 1 or 2 overseas, but I hope one day we get a US Blu-ray of this. P2, directed by the director who directed the Maniac remake, which that was one of my favorite remakes, or one of my personal favorite remakes. And it is one of the producers and one of the guys who wrote the screenplay is Alexander Aja. Hopefully I'm saying that right, who directed High Tension and the Hills of Eyes remake and Piranha 3D. But P2, guys, is a great thriller. It's very suspenseful. It's not cheesy, so you're on the edge of your seat pretty much the entire time. It's about this woman who works for this, office. I don't know what it is. It's been a while since I've seen it. I need to go back and watch it. But she's working Christmas Eve. She's one of the last people at the office. She's about ready to go home, and then when she gets down to the kind of main floor to leave, she realizes that she is locked inside. And there's a security guard there who is going to let her out, but there's a lot of twists and turns throughout the film, and she has to pretty much escape from, the building. So, had a little bit of a blank space there. But anyway, P2, guys, if you've never seen it, check it out. I wish I would have saw this movie in theaters. I think this would have been a great theater experience because I've always loved this film. I think it has great suspense again. It's your kind of edge of your seat movie where you don't know where this movie's going to go when you don't see it. When you're seeing it for the first time, you don't know where the movie's going to go. It has some great twists throughout it, guys. And don't watch the trailer. I think the trailer gives away the movie and it gives away the plot. I can't remember. I always remember liking the trailer, and I wish I would have seen this movie in theaters. But check out P2. It's definitely a great one. And most of the movie takes place in a parking garage. And you would not think a parking garage would be scary, but it's scary in this movie. I know there's a couple of horror movies where there's like a scene in a parking garage, and those are always like eerie. But pretty much the entire film takes place in a parking garage. The next movie I'm going to talk about is a 80s slasher movie. Came out in 1980. And again, I highly recommend it, guys. If you love just fun, cheesy slasher films, it's one to check out. That is To All a Good Night. It's directed by David Hess, who was he was the main villain in The Last House on the Left, the original film. And this is a fun college slasher movie where sorority girls are staying behind for the holidays at the campus. They bring their boyfriends over to the campus, and they want to just spend a weekend with them and celebrate the holiday. But what they don't know is that there is a killer Santa Claus kind of terrorizing them, and then one by one picking them off. Nice little twist kind of at the end of the film. You won't see it coming when you see it for the first time. I really enjoyed the twist. There's actually I think 2 twists throughout this movie. But yeah, To All a Good Night. It is not a perfect slasher movie. It's not like top 20 favorite slasher movies of all time for me. But as far as a Christmas slasher movie goes, it's a lot of fun. It's got some pretty suspenseful moments, and some moments where you're just like, what is going on here? Because some things just don't make sense in the movie. But To All a Good Night, guys. Check it out. It is one of those ones that for the longest time you could not get on Blu-ray. And I don't even think this has an official DVD release here in the US. I think it just went straight to Blu-ray. I could be wrong, so correct me down below in the comments. But this was always one of those movies you had to get at a convention, one of the bootleg DVDs that they had there. So, To All a Good Night, though. Check it out, guys. The next one is another college slasher movie, and I love this one so much. I love it slightly better than To All a Good Night, but that is The Dorm That Dripped Blood, also called Pranks and also called Death Dorm, I believe. But the title that I always remember is The Dorm That Dripped Blood. Love this movie so much. It is another great one. I'm going to say love this movie so much a lot in this video because I love all these movies. But The Dorm That Dripped Blood, great movie. Again, a college slasher movie, or college-based slasher film, where 5 people are staying behind during the Christmas holiday to close down and kind of clear out this college dorm or college campus that's about ready to be torn down. And so they have to clear it out within 2 weeks. They're celebrating Christmas there while working, and there is somebody after them, terrorizing them, and then one by one picking them off. Another film that has a really good twist in it. You kind of think the movie's going to go somewhere, and then it goes somewhere else. And it also kind of stands out from a lot of, especially early 80s slasher movies, where like the ending will just kind of throw you off a little bit. But it's a great movie if you've never seen it. Again, not a perfect movie, but if you love slasher movies, and even if you just like good thrillers, I recommend checking this out. Dorm the Drip Blood. And then the last 2 movies are remakes, and one of them is sort of a remake, but this one is a remake. And I talked about Black Christmas, the original film. I'm going to talk about the remake from 2006. You know, I'm so happy that more people are going back and watching this film and appreciating it more since they watched the 2019 remake, which I saw that movie and I only need to see it once. But I've always loved Black Christmas or Black Xmas from 2006. I saw this movie in theaters. I saw it, actually I have my ticket here, which I will show you. So there's that. I actually saw it in California when I was visiting family. It was playing at a theater near them, and it was December 29th when I saw it. I looked at the ticket last night, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe it's been that long. But it was 2006, so that's almost 14 years ago. But yeah, Black Xmas or Black Christmas, whatever you want to call it. I've always loved this. I think this movie is so much fun. It is gory, so if you're a big fan of the original film, where that one doesn't rely on gore, it more relies on suspense and stuff that you don't completely see. You're going to see it in this version, but I like that they both kind of stand out different. I mean, the original film is just completely scary. It's suspenseful. It's directed really well, where you don't see the killer except for maybe an eye or a hand. This movie, you do see the killer. There's a great twist at the end, which I'm not going to give away if you've never seen it. But it's just a lot of fun. You have a great cast with a lot of upcoming actresses that would do stuff after this. And then you had actresses at the time that you would probably remember from previous movies before this or TV. A lot of fun, guys. Check out Black Christmas. It's actually directed really well, too. It screams Christmas. You have a lot of colors in here. It takes place during a blizzard, so if you like snowy setting horror movies, check out this movie. So Black Christmas or Black Xmas from 2006. And then the last movie I'm going to recommend and talk about is another sort of remake to another cult classic film, Silent Night, Deadly Night. I absolutely love that movie. But we're talking Silent Night. So Silent Night is a sort of remake, but a film that stands on its own as well. A lot of homages to not only the first movie, but a slight homage to the second film, Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2. But Silent Night, I just absolutely love this movie. I saw it when it came out on Blu-ray for the first time in 2012, and I have to watch it every year. It is up there as far as like a serious tone with the original film, but it does have its humor in there, so it's not completely dark or completely serious. You do have some humor in it. I think it works really well for, again, a remake or reboot and also a standalone movie. Directed by Stephen C. Miller, who directed a horror movie before this. I believe it was called Don't Look Under the Bed. I could be wrong. I'll have to, I could be wrong. Correct me down below if you know that movie. I've seen it a couple times. Really good film. I mean, it's almost like, that movie's almost like a kind of like a child like horror movie to watch. So like if you're introducing like your brothers, your sisters, your nieces or nephews or your kids to horror movies that aren't completely scary, that one's a pretty good one. I would recommend it. It's not too scary. But Silent Night, definitely don't recommend this one yet. If you've never seen it though, check it out. Again, if you love slasher movies, if you like suspense, this is one to check out. Again, you got some humor in there, but it's not completely over-the-top funny. Before I end this and before I end talking about this movie, you do have a cast that is like really recognizable. You have Malcolm McDowell, you have Jamie King in the movie. She was in the My Bloody Valentine 3D remake. Malcolm McDowell from A Clockwork Orange and so many other films. Lisa Marie, who was from a lot of the early Tim Burton 90s movies, she's in this movie. She has a small part. And you're going to see other familiar faces throughout other kind of either independent movies or big budget films. I just love Silent Night. Check it out, guys, if you've never seen it. But if you're like a hardcore horror movie fan and you love watching Christmas horror movies, you probably have seen it. But if you haven't, check it out. Or if it's been a while, go ahead and watch it again. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed my list of 5 non-Christmas horror movies and 5 Christmas horror movies. And again, I tried to go for movies that you probably haven't watched in a long time during the month of the Christmas holiday, or if you've never seen them throughout the month, or if you've never seen them at all, check them out, guys. These are all worth watching. I love them all. I love watching them during this month. And again, I know I'm a little bit late with recommending some movies, but we have like a week away before Christmas. And then, like I mentioned, I love watching Christmas movies after Christmas as well. So anyway, guys, hope you're all doing well. I'm pretty sure I'll be back before Christmas, but happy holidays to you all. And I'll talk to you guys soon. So as always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. In with the positive, out with the negative. Go eat some Skittles, and much love to you guys.